So the big question is, could aspiring Javanese Dukun Santets enter Hogwarts as students? The answer is yes. Yes, they can. So, what is Hogwarts? Hogwarts is a school. The full name is Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Which witchcraft is for the female students and wizardry is for the male students. I'm pretty sure there are no transgender magicians at the time I was reading the book, and I've only read until the book of the one that came after the Order of Phoenix. What is it called? The Prince of the Half-Blood Prince. And yeah, I've only seen witches and wizards. And Hogwarts is a school hidden in the... we don't know where. You take a train from London, I think. And it's a place where young students of magic learn magic in a very safe place, which is almost 100% focused on learning magic. So it's kind of like an academy. In real life, it would be probably like a football academy or a very professional, like profession-based academy raising young children. And kind of, I'll just say what I think of what Hogwarts is. It kind of is half of an orphanage, because people like Harry Potter and Tom Riddle have gone there also. So it doubles as a school and also as a refuge place for people who know of the magical world, of who are wizards and not muggles and don't have a home. So, and then next we ask, what is Hogwarts for? Well, because it's for kids, and we have people like orphans like Harry Potter and Tom Riddle, but also people like Draco Malfoy and other people like Perseus. It is a place where people learn how to be a professional wizard and witch, and how to be professional witches in the career path. Like, they want to be in the Ministry of Magic. They can be learning about that. But also, Hogwarts is also a moral education place. Kind of like an orphanage as I see it, where they teach how to use magic, the ethics of using magic. Because magic is a way of life. The moment you choose to be a magic, you leave being muggle behind. So it's kind of, you leave being a muggle behind. It's a change of life. So it's not only a professional school, but it's also a life. It tells you how to be a wizard or a witch, how to be a magician. So this also implies that, what would you do if you didn't go to a magic school? Would you just have to learn this by yourself? I guess it is the same for like people who don't go to school by homeschooling. They just don't want to go to school for various reasons. Maybe they don't like the schooling system. Maybe they're an anti-vaxxer, they don't believe the school system. Or maybe they just think they were bullied and they don't want to get their children bullied. Basically, I think having your magician children go to magic school will be the norm. So that is the purpose of Hogwarts. So next we ask, who can go to Hogwarts? So this question is obviously people who have magic in their talent, not necessarily in their veins, because as we know, who was it called? The janitor of Hogwarts. Was it Flitwick or Fletcher? Simon? He was a squib and he had no magic. As a talent, he had no talent for magic, but he does have magical blood. So I guess maybe even if you were not of magic, but if you have magical blood, you still could get in somehow into the Hogwarts, because you still need to know about how to live in a magical way, because your parents and the rest of your family are magical. But that is the exception. Most people will be magical, so it will be for witches and wizards of young age, because that's what school is for, young people. And primarily around the area of the United Kingdom, I guess, because we have people from Ireland. I'm pretty sure, who was his name? Ginny's boyfriend before she was with Harry Potter. And we also have redheads like Ron Weasley, but we also have Englishmen like Harry Potter, obviously, Hermione Granger. But the point of interest for this video is that there are people like Cho Chang, which I'm sure she is meant to be from China or somewhere from Southeast Asia, if not China, or at least East Asian, I think. I mean, come on, Cho Chang is like such a name. Could be Thai, huh? And then we also have Angelina Johnson. That's her name, I think. Which means this isn't a white-only Ku Klux Klan school. We also have black people. Which means pretty much anyone can just go. In fact, we have a quote from Draco Malfoy saying that if he knew Hogwarts would be as strict as it was, he would have gone to Durmstrang, which means that he can just choose a school. And apparently, I'm pretty sure Durmstrang is either in Germany or in Russia for its cold climate. So you can really just choose wherever you want to go. Of course, there's the matter of will you get accepted, because Draco probably has connection in the headmaster of the Durmstrang. But that is kind of a formal procedure. It's not like you aren't allowed to go into the French Pupitan school if you're not French, or if you're not from a French dominion country like Algeria, or what's another? Some other French colonized country. Pretty much everyone then. Next question is, can foreign nationals study at Hogwarts? So, there is no mention of nationalities. We've only have ethnicities being hinted at, like the Irish and the English, and we have someone like Salazar Slytherin, which doesn't sound like an English name. He kind of sounds like Middle Eastern. Salazar. I don't know. Maybe it's just what the motif of the name, what the author wanted him to sound like. He's from an exotic place. So nationalities don't really matter in the magical world, or at least in terms of schooling, because it doesn't matter when we're talking about Quidditch. The next question is, what do they learn in Hogwarts? They learn magic, obviously, and the magic ranges from gardening magic, like the one Mrs. The short missus, I forgot her name. The one that the kids go outdoor to the gardens. And it ranges from that to the ones where they make potions, and the ones where they transform things in transfiguration and they transform themselves, and then memory charms and fighting magic, like the Cruciato curse and the Avada Kedavra curse, battle magic. So these are the magics that the kids will learn, and not only will it be useful in real life, like for cooking, but also for job-specific things, like fixing a charmed toilet, like Arthur Weasley does. So professional work. I imagine there are many professions in the magical world. So what is magic? This is the true question. The magic, the Harry Potter world is kind of based on medieval English magic. We have familiars and some rituals. Do we have rituals in Harry Potter? I don't know. Like mirrors and brooms and all that. It's kind of based on medieval English magic. And it's very superstitious stuff. Like if they say you're charmed by some witch, to find out who that witch is, you'd have to bake a cake with your blood in it or something. And if you wanna kill that witch or do harm to that witch, you would collect her urine and then bake it into a cake. And you would do something to the cake, and she would scream in pain, and that's how she's the witch. Obviously, I'm just pulling out of my memory right now, so it's not very clear. So that's the stuff that would happen. And so there's a thing about witches and the devil, and obviously about Christianity and God, but it's not mentioned in Harry Potter. But magic in real life was about that stuff, about God and stuff, about Christianity and stuff. And familiars, obviously, we have cat familiars, we have animal familiars. That would be there was a very English thing. Familiars are very uniquely English, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, what is a Dukun Santet? The Dukun Santet is the same thing, but from the island of Java, which is right now a territory of the Republic of Indonesia. You have heard Java from the programming language. It is the island from the coffee where the programmer that made the Java programming language, the coffee that he liked probably came from Java. I heard the anecdote. So you can't imagine Java as a place that's very tropical. You know, it makes coffee. It also makes many other plants, very tropical. And just imagine the magicians, but tropical. So like they live in caves, and they meditate in the caves and all that. You have to go through the caves, and oh, Mr. Dukun Santet, I have a problem with my business. It's just not working, you know. Then he'll give you like the feather of some bird, and you put it in one of the drawers of your business stall. The stall. Just put it in, just wherever you put it in the room you rent for the business, and suddenly the customers are just flooding in. It's that kind of stuff, you know. So Dukun Santet is a magician in Java, and it's usually male. It's dominantly male. It's dominated by the male gender. On the other hand, in England there were the witches and there were the wizards. But usually, as I read, there were the cunning, you know, the people called the cunning, which were kind of like the good wizards. I mean, the good witches and the good wizards, the good magicians. And there were like the evil witches that did with the devil. Both did with the devil, I'm pretty sure, but there was the one you would go to like, oh, my son is sick, I need to cure him, but no medicine work. And then you bring him to a cunning person, and then you do some magic to heal your son. And then there's the witch that you would go to curse somebody. So there's like the witch that is beneficial to society, and the witch that was kind of detrimental to society. And usually the female ones are the witches, and the male ones, the cunning was primarily male. I didn't make this fact up. It was kind of just like that. At least I read about it in the book. So the Dukun Santet was primarily male, but in this age of social revolution, there is no telling that there won't be female Dukun Santets. And since there aren't any yet, I'll just make it a unigender term, a bigender term, plural. So magic in Java, is it similar to magic in the UK, like the medieval England? It's pretty similar. Like there are rituals and you have to sacrifice a chicken, take its blood, do something with it, and then you would vomit out nails, and then you have to. It's basically the same from what I've read in England and here. And both here and there are good magicians, and also not good, you'd say beneficial to society, and the ones that are detrimental to society. So I'd say that their roles are pretty similar. Just, it's like McDonald's in the UK obviously has a different menu from the McDonald's in Indonesia. So would Dukun Santets also need schooling? They probably would, because it seems in England, schools are an integral part of the magician's life, the wizard and witch's life. I imagine with the advent of the modern age, everyone needs schooling now. So this also would permeate to the magical life, also in Indonesia. This will also probably mean that there will also be an academy for wizards right over here in Java. Like there's one in Durmstrang, one in Pupitons in France. There probably won't be one here too, eh? Are Tukum Santets and wizards and witches similar? So they probably do need to learn magic. They do it. Okay, now we're gonna talk about it in the world of Harry Potter. So they would probably also need to learn magic, and they would need to do it in professions. They would maybe need to work in the Ministry of Magic in their respective countries, and then they would perform magic. So basically, they're the same. And our final question is, would Dukun Santets be able to study at Hogwarts, which is in the UK? They probably would. If they wanted to, they would. Because as we have seen, we have Cho Chang. She probably migrated from China. And there is no meaning that means that there is no nationality barriers. If you do want to migrate from Java to the UK and commit to you have to move houses, probably nationalities, and do the bureaucracy. That is really the only thing stopping you from going to Hogwarts. If you're a Dukun Santet or you're a magician with ambitions and dreams and you want to study in Hogwarts. That is our answer, everybody.